everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of the beta battle at Aston Villa with me, the United City FM. So the last few games, we've actually been involved in some pretty weird kind of matches, to be honest. I'll fill you in on all of that as we get into this particular episode. But for today, we're sitting in 5th. We come up against 3rd place Manchester United. Bit of a tricky one. We're at home though, so hopefully that can help us. But let's see how we get on. Welcome back to Aston Villa. So if you're new around these parts, why not chuck a subscription on the channel for me and come and join my United City community. The more the merrier. Click that like button if you're enjoying these episodes in this beta series for FM22. That would be amazing. That helps the YouTube algorithm, gets me seen by more people. After the video's finished, why not go and check all the links in the description below. There you'll find all of my social media accounts, etc. So you can come and connect with me a bit more. And don't forget, I'm also on Twitch every weekday afternoon, 3 till 5 p.m, usually UK time. So come and find me there, twitch.tv/the United City FM. So that's all of the advertising out the way. So let's get back into Aston Villa though. The last few matches have been really pretty good overall. Last episode we beat Southampton, finished in 3rd position after that particular episode. Have dropped down a little bit to 5th, but in between those two we did actually hit top spot very briefly. And then it went slightly awry. I'll fill you in on all of the details for those matches as we go and check in with the schedule. So there's the Southampton result, top of the screen. We beat them 2-1 at home. We followed it up by Burnley, but the matches that I really want to show you something about in terms of just the results of them are the Liverpool, Tottenham and Leicester matches. We went into Liverpool not really expecting anything at home. If we click on the info of it and go down the right-hand side here, you'll see Buendia scored in the first minute. It was after about 25 seconds. First attack of the game, brilliantly down the right-hand side of the penalty box, in and got a shot away, put it underneath the goalkeeper, and we went 1-0 up. And from that point on, actually, we were pretty much in control of that game. You'll see we went 2-0 up from Leon Bailey before Milner actually got a 91st minute penalty for 2-1. And that was a phenomenal result. Not one that I expected at all. What I kind of expected is the scoreline that we got in the following match against Tottenham. But in the Tottenham match, we kind of did it to ourselves, unfortunately. If we again click on the info, you'll see that we were 1-0 down from Luis Felipe when Buendia got himself sent off at 44 minutes. On 45 minutes, from the free kick that came about from that sending off, Ben Davies got a goal for Tottenham. They went 2-0 up. And from that point, we couldn't get back in the game. They picked up a third, excuse me, and they won 3-0. Really disappointing, but that's been the last few matches for us, really. Buendia being magnificent against Liverpool and then slightly wayward against Tottenham. And the third game that I want to show you the scoreline from after we won 1-0 against Brentford away from home is this Leicester City match in the League Cup. This was absolutely nuts. We went 2-0 down. Eventually, we were 3-1 down. And then in that last 10 minutes, we had 2 goals in the space of 2 minutes, one from McGinn, one from Bailey, that took the tie away from Leicester in the end, and we beat them 4-3. And that was the last outing that we had. So going into the Manchester United match at home, confidence again is pretty good. I think that's not a bad set of results, really. 1 draw, 1 loss out of 7 matches since the last time 6 matches since the last time you and I were together is pretty decent. We've still got a couple of challenging games to come though in this little section. We got Manchester United next. We play Leicester again in the league. I'm sure they'll want their own back from what we just did to them. So we've got to be on our mettle still. But for today, it's all about Manchester United. Can we perform well? Can we get another surprise win? Let's find out. We do unfortunately have a couple of selection issues on this game today. Tyrone Mings, who has been brilliant for us so far this season, has been out for about the last 3 weeks with an injury. He's still got a little bit just to go to get back to full match sharpness again, but that's been a real blow for us, and we've performed well without him, but I'd much rather have him in my side. You can see from his average rating so far this season, he's been brilliant. So to miss him for the last few weeks has been problematic. Jed Steer, our reserve goalkeeper, is also out for the next couple of weeks, unfortunately. So that's a little bit disappointing. We can't play Tuin Zebe today because this is his parent club, of course, Manchester United. So he's out of action. Buendia suspended, and the long-term absentee of Trezeguet as well. So there's 1 or 2 issues in there. We've still managed to rotate the starting lineup a little bit. Some have performed better than others. But ultimately, we're on a reasonable run of form, and today is going to be a bit of a challenge, isn't it, really? We thought Liverpool were going to be, and we eventually got a result against them. I thought we had a chance against Tottenham, and that didn't turn out to be the case. What can we do against Manchester United at home? So for today's game, with all of those injuries and suspensions, we're going in with Martinez in goal, Cash at right back, Konsa and Hoss in central defence. We've got Target at left wing back, Louise, McGinn and Sanson in central midfield, Traore on the right, Bailey on the left and Ings up top, and a 9-man substitute bench all ready and willing to come and try and make an impact on the game should they need to. So there we go. Let's get into today's game and see what happens. It's a bit of a scary Man United lineup if you look at it, but we're going to try our best. So I've gone in with hands together as a gesture and said to the players, just go out there, impress me, try and compete, try and be in the game as long as you can. We'll skip past the tunnel, we'll send our assistant manager for that, and we will get straight into the fixture. But yeah, really kind of on paper, it's a scary Man United setup. Cavani, Ronaldo, Fernandes, Sancho, Pogba, they're all in there. Can we find a way to compete with them and hold our own in this particular fixture? At home, you'd hope that we'd get a couple of chances maybe and try and put a little bit of pressure on them, but it's going to be a little bit tricky. Starting off after the first 10, 15 minutes of the game, we are in it. We've had a couple of chances, so have they no highlights yet. The possession is fairly equal, so we're not being dominated there, which is positive. So early signs are not too bad, actually. 20 minutes come and go. A highlight would be interesting, wouldn't it? But so far, the only highlights are that we've picked up 3 yellow cards in the first half hour. Got to be a little bit careful with that as the game progresses. And here is the first highlight. It's a corner kick from Manchester United. We do get it cleared, but Luke Shaw's going to pick it back up for them, send it to McTominay at the top of the box. He's fouled on the top of the box by Luis, who's already been booked. And 1, is he going to get a second yellow card? And 2, are they going to give a penalty? They are claiming for the penalty. They're going to review it. And it was awarded. And we're quite lucky, I think, that Luis is still on the pitch in that sense. I know they don't double punish you these days as much, but even so, there's Ronaldo from the penalty spot. And a bit like Buendia getting sent off against Tottenham, really. We were doing all right, and then we kind of pressed the self-destruct button just a little bit ourselves. And getting rid of those kinds of little errors here and there would do us the world of good. Can't allow that to happen every few games, really, that one of our own team just causes us problems. But there we go. It's done and dusted. We're a goal down after half an hour. We've got the ball off the restart, so hopefully there's an opportunity coming for us. We're working it quite slowly, which is no bad thing. Keep the possession. At the back, we're holding it, trying to draw Manchester United onto us. They're not really coming out from their defensive formation, though. They're being quite structured in how they've set up. We've managed to work it round to the left-hand side, though. Target into Bailey, into the box, and that's a really brilliant finish by Ings. He's doing all right, Danny Ings. He's got about 5 in 10 now, so 1 every couple of games. I'd just like to up that a little bit. If he was on like 7 in 10, I think that would be fantastic. But yeah, just a little bit more from him would be great. But that is a really lovely finish from a very good move. Kept the ball really well, worked it down the left-hand side, got that ball across to him, and a nice whipped shot across the goalkeeper went in the back of the net for 1-1. 36 minutes on the clock, we get another highlight. So the highlights are coming a little bit quicker now, having had a little bit of a dull first 20 minutes or so. And again, it's a possession highlight for us so far. Man United are just beginning to put a little bit of pressure here and there, though, but we do break through the press. And then, unfortunately, the ball is intercepted and they counter really quickly, get it up to Cavani, who holds the ball nicely. There's Pogba on the run through. Unfortunately for us, Martinez was up to the task and he manages to parry the ball behind. Good sweeping, counter-attacking move by Manchester United. And they get a corner kick from it. The corner goes right the way through, but please tell me we didn't give another penalty away. We didn't. I thought for a second, as everybody stopped, but it wasn't that. It was just that the ball was going to run out of play and nobody could get to it, I think. Looks like we're going to get to half-time at 1-1, which I'm more than happy with at this point. I think we're in the game. We've had a similar amount of shots on goal. A couple more on target for us would be great. We've had decent enough possession. Their XG rating is far beyond us. They've had a couple more chances than we have that have been decent ones. And we do have those 4 yellow cards. And we've seen already that Luis was playing a little bit of a dangerous game. So things to be aware of as we approach the second half. But so far, not too bad. So we're going to go in with, let's go in with hands in the pockets. I'm happy with the performance. Keep it up. Why not? Boost the morale a little bit. And then once we get out into this second half, we're going to fire them up just to see if we can focus the mind a little bit and get an early highlight. We do, but unfortunately, Sancho nicks the ball from us and very quickly tries to put the ball through. Konsa sorts it out and then goes long into midfield, unfortunately. Gives it straight back to United. Didn't have to do that. Could have found a slightly simpler ball, maybe. But here they come back at us. Ronaldo down that far side, crosses in, and it's an easy goal. Really easy goal for Sancho. He'd got in front of his marker at this near post as we look at it. Ronaldo put it into that space and there was just nobody there. You watch Target leave the man somehow. He just switches off just at that point. He had it under control for quite a lot of that period of play as Ronaldo was on that far side and then just switches off and Sancho's movement was too much for him. Looks like we've got a free kick to Man United just on the top of the D, at the top of the penalty box. Fernandes on the ball, strikes it really cleanly. I've seen quite a lot of free kicks scored in FM22 so far. I think it's one of those that might just get brought down slightly for the official launch when they restructure it a little bit. But really good strike from a very good set-piece taker in Fernandes, but that's a little bit disappointing. Now we are just beginning to drift away from them in that first 5 minutes of this second half. We went in at 1-1 and we're now at 3-1 down, unfortunately. So let's see what we can do about this. 60 minutes. We're going to pause the game there. We're going to go into the tactics page and we're going to switch it up a little bit. I feel we don't have any choice at this moment. What I think we're going to do is we're going to take Sanson off and we're going to put Watkins on. And then we're going to... Oh, let's change this completely. I'm having a little moment of... let's do something completely different here. So to do that, we're also going to take off Bailey and we're going to put in Liam Delap. And then we're also going to take out Traore and we're going to put in Tyrone Mings, who's just off the pace a little bit, but could potentially come and play a little bit for us. So we are going to change this around completely. We're going to go 3 at the back. So let's put Mings in the centre spot there of the 3. We will have Luis and McGinn in central midfield. And then we're going to play Ollie Watkins, Ings and Delap up top. And we are going to rearrange this completely. So we're going to leave Tyrone Mings as the covering player. The ball player, which one do we want? Let's just go with the covering central defender. And then let's try... Why not? Let's try these wide central defenders out. So we're going to the wide central defenders. And for Konsa, I think we will go attacking. And for Hos on this near side, we're going to go supporting. So not quite as much there because target goes off a little bit more down that side. To do that, we're going to bring these two back just into ball-winning midfielders and just support the central defence a little bit there. And up top, we've got a poacher. We've got a couple of deep lying forwards. Don't want both of them to be a deep lying forward. So we'll put Delap in as... Let's go advanced forward for him. And Watkins can stay as that deep lying forward. So it's a completely different setup. And to do it, what we're going to do is we're going to go direct counter-attack. So we're going to draw them into us a little bit and then hopefully... pile out from defence and see what happens. Lots of changes here. Not played this at all. Not even looked at 3 at the back at this point. But at 3-1 down, we might as well try something. I think the game is kind of done. I think Manchester United are going to be very hard to beat at this point. So we might as well do something different. So McGinn on a corner kick. Can we get something from the corner kick? Unfortunately, we can't. And Luke Shaw picks it up and charges off over the halfway line. Really good run from him. Puts it over the top for Sancho. Drives him a little bit wide. But Sancho still tries to get the cross in. Blocked on the cross, though, which is good. Delap picks up the loose ball. Holds the ball very nicely. That's clever play by him. Sensible play. And we've got a little bit more support for him now. And let's see whether we can work this weird system of 3 at the back, 2 in midfield, and 3 up top. Ings drops in, puts it through to Delap, and that's a really lovely goal. And it showed how the different formation is working for us. Delap, down that left-hand side, did brilliantly to hold that ball up originally, and then get the ball back into midfield a little bit. Mings coming out from the back and through to Ings, and that's a really lovely finish by Delap. I will take that. I think that is a direct result of us having changed a few bits around and got it right. Little bit close on the offside decision there, but we'll take it. And we go back to 3-2. 25 minutes left to play. Is there something in this for us? Or are Man United going to find a way through again? They get a corner kick, but we partially clear it. They've won the ball back again, though. Some really... yeah, really good play by Fernandes, wasn't it? Played a 1-2 with Sancho, sorry. And ultimately, just absolutely pile drives the ball into the back of the net. And we had, the goalkeeper had no chance once that shot had left his boot. That was a brilliant strike by him through a little bit of a crowd of players. So the goalkeeper was a little bit late going. And that's a phenomenal finish. And unfortunately, just as we felt like maybe there was something in it for us, they closed the door again. And they have made a couple of changes themselves. Put Lingard in and Van der Beek in and put Ronaldo up top. Cavani's playing in midfield just briefly there. They're sort of faffing about to sort themselves out. And they've done it this time. But we've got 10 minutes left to go. It looks like they are going to win this game, which is, kind of understandable. But I'm kind of happy that we tried something different. And for a moment, it looked like we could do something. 4 minutes of injury time. We're going to lose the game 4-2, it looks like. Yeah, interesting. It might be something that we begin to train in the background, that sort of weird formation, just as a way of changing the game up should we need to, late in matches, etc. If we need a few more goals and we need to pump the ball up to the strikers. Not bad is my assessment, really, for today. I think we were in the match quite well. You can see that Man United doubled our shots at goal and pretty much, and also their shots on target as well. We had a reasonable amount of possession, but their XG rating was far superior to us. They were the better side, but I still think there's some encouraging signs in there. So you'll see just above the face cam, we're still in 5th position, which is not too bad. I mean, if we were to finish there this season, I think that would be pretty spectacular. Anywhere in these Europa League spots, I'll be happy with. If we could squeeze into a Champions League spot, that would be pretty magnificent. One thing that I will talk about just very briefly before we go and find out what we're doing for next episode is let's go into the data hub. You will see currently the data hub is now up and running, which is fantastic. Gives us some brilliant stuff. We will look in a slightly more detail in this in a future episode in the beta. But the thing that I want to talk about is this tab here under team performance. This is where what we've we've got. We've got about 18 spots or something, 15 to 18 spots that we can fill with different graphs and all sorts of other bits and pieces. So what I'd like to know from you is, how have you set this up? What sort of things should I be putting on this particular screen to give me the most amount of accurate and good information that I can have to start being able to see what my performances are doing? So let me know in the comments. That's it's going to be interesting to set this up. I'm going to be doing this over the next day or two between the next couple of episodes. So you've got a little bit of time just to tell me how you've set this up and what you found most useful to use. So if you could do that, that would be fantastic. Just chuck that in the comments below. But let's go and check out the schedule and see what we've got coming up next. So we've just had a couple of really challenging fixtures. The likes of Liverpool, Tottenham, Leicester, Man U. We've got Leicester coming up in the next match. What we're going to come back for, though, is we're going to find a team in and around this spot here, Newcastle, Brighton, Chelsea, to play. And then the following episode, we'll finish off the calendar year by playing Leeds United at the back end of December. So those are the next 2 episodes. So where does that fit for us? I think we're going to come back and play Brighton. Tricky side, Brighton. Good, they're a good team. If we click on them just at the moment, onto that match, they're sitting in 19th. So they're not having as good a season as I thought they maybe should be. So there might be an opportunity there for us to pick up a few points. So that's who we're going to come back for next episode. Thank you for joining me this episode. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And also drop a like on this particular episode. That really does help me in the YouTube algorithm. So if you could do that, that would be fantastic. Don't forget to go and check all the links in the description to my Twitter, Discord, Patreon, merch store, Twitch account, all those kinds of things, and come and be a bigger part of my United City community. It's a great place to be. But thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I will see you very soon. Till then, take care. Bye for now.